Happy video day, guys. So I don't know what happened to me today, but when I woke up, the only thing I was thinking was, I have a bunch of real bougie makeup. Like, I mean, I guess in the YouTube universe, there's people that have a lot more bougie makeup, but I've got some stuff that have been sitting in my drawers that cost me a lot of money. And because we are going through a crisis situation that I can't leave my house, I decided, why don't I do a Q&A life update using bougie makeup? Because that makes sense. So that's basically what this video is going to be. I'm going to show you guys a bunch of really expensive stuff that I'm going to be using on my face to create this look. I'll be telling you guys about how things are here in South Florida and how I've been feeling lately with this whole quarantine situation. And I'm going to be answering some of you guys' questions, which is the funnest part because you guys have asked me some questions. I had them like there waiting to film this video, and I'm finally filming the video, so I'm going to answer your questions too. So this is going to be a really fun get ready with me using bougie makeup and answering your questions all in one. So if you guys are excited, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give me a like right now, and let's get into it right now. I'm going to be using a bunch of really bougie makeup. I decided to do this just because since everything's so crazy right now, I said, you know what, let's just use all this expensive stuff that now I have sitting in my drawers, and I'm like, let's start off with Tatcha Silk Canvas, and let's just prime my face with this. Ooh, too much. It actually feels amazing. I really love it, and I usually put it like right around here. It's a pore filling primer, so since it's a pore filling primer, it works really good for anybody who has like accentuated pores, or they kind of want to like fill in little certain areas that maybe, you know, they want it to disappear a little bit, but I have to say, I really like it, so it's worth it. So how are you guys doing? I'm hoping that you guys are all doing pretty good. I know that things have been so insane lately, and I am feeling so weird about everything. I have to admit, like, everything is just so strange to me. I'm in South Florida, so I'm actually in Miami. We are getting a lot of these cases coming out, and it's actually pretty scary, and we actually are required to wear masks. So in South Florida, in certain areas, like in my area in Miami, you have to wear a mask if you're going into a public area. And actually even some counties are actually telling you to wear masks, like even if you're going outside. So it's really weird, and I'm gonna tell you this is one of the strangest things that have probably ever happened in my lifetime. How are you guys feeling with this whole thing? Because I'm gonna tell you guys, this is strange, and I feel like that's why I wanted to play with expensive stuff, because I just wanted to play with something that makes me feel good and makes me feel like nothing has changed, and playing with stuff that's super expensive that I probably wouldn't purchase at this time makes me feel like nothing has changed. Alright, so I'm going to jump into YSL All Hours Foundation. This is my favorite foundation when it comes to bougie foundations, and this is super expensive stuff. I think it's like $54 for one of these, so that's pretty damn pricey. But it does the job really good, and honestly, I love the feel of this foundation. I think it looks so amazing. If you guys have this foundation, do you guys love it too? I really love it. That I'm wondering is, you know, your skin changes over time. Like, your skin is never going to be 100% the same. And after I had my daughter, I feel like I've been getting a little bit more breakouts lately than before. Before I used to get some breakouts, but I feel like I get more now. And I'm starting to wonder if this foundation is a culprit now to giving me a little breakouts every once in a while. And that was never the case before. But just recently, I only used a few different foundations, and this was one of them. And I'm wondering, so I have to keep on trying this one out again because your skin is constantly changing. Which it would be super sad because I used this for a really long time and it never gave me a problem. So hopefully it's not. It has a really light scent, but actually it has a delicious scent. To me, it's like one of those scents that doesn't bother me, and it doesn't even like smell that much, which is really, really good. So during quarantine, I have been doing a lot of stuff. Like I told you guys, my little ideas of stuff that I wanted to do. If you guys haven't seen that video and you guys want some inspiration, you should check it out. I go over like a bunch of different things that I wanted to do during quarantine, or stuff that you could do if you're staying home. But I will tell you, I haven't gone into a lot of the list because as I've started to notice, there's more and more stuff I need to do. I feel like I'm cleaning so much that it's like taking up so much time. I'm literally walking around the house cleaning all day. Like I'm with a Lysol bottle cleaning. So like I clean after I've cleaned, and it's like it's kind of crazy. But I'm also like cleaning all the doorknobs. I have a box next to the back door that if you come in through the back door, you have to leave your shoes. So your shoes can't go around the house. So like I'm literally taking this to the extreme of extremes, but I don't care because you know, you just don't know. And I do not care. And I've got a toddler that I need to make sure that she doesn't get sick, and I am super paranoid. So the next bougie item I'm going to show you guys is my Double Wear from Estée Lauder. So this is another little expensive concealer that I own, and yeah, it's really nice though. So I'm just going to go like this and put it right under the eyes. This is a really nice product. I really like this concealer. Now, I told you guys this in a video just recently. You guys would tell me that this has alcohol in it, and it never bothered me before. But now that I know that there's alcohol in it, sometimes I feel like the thing is stinging my eyes. And I literally feel like now that I'm aware that there's alcohol in it, now I feel the alcohol. So that's one of the downsides to finding out what's actually in your makeup, you know? And then to set my under eyes, I'm going to use my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush powder. This is the best powder ever. Like, I'm not setting my under eyes that much lately. You guys know I'm not. But I love this to set the under eyes when I do because it doesn't give me like cakey mess. It's not like one of those baking type of situations. So if you have to set your face with anything, I would recommend it to be Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush. This is like the best. Honestly, you just get a really pretty complexion. So I'm going to do my eyebrows really quick. I'm going to do it with my ABH Brow Wiz, which is also pretty bougie if you think about it, because I mean, they're like, what, $20-something eyebrow pencils that I go through like every 2 or 3 months. Let me do my eyebrows really quick. I'll be right back because this is really hard to do on camera and it wastes way too much time. All right, eyebrows are done. Love the Brow Wiz, favorite product ever. Like literally, hands down, best eyebrow product ever. So I'm going to use my Charlotte Tilbury, what was this called? Dreamgasm? Was it Lightgasm palette? And I haven't used this in a while, which is really, really sad because this was expensive. And I should use this more often because... So I was going to tell you guys a really funny story. So the other day I actually cut my husband's hair. So that is how quarantine life. I mean, I don't know, a lot of people have been doing this lately, and I saw it like on Twitter, like a lot of people talking about how they're cutting their own hair and stuff, and I honestly didn't think that I was gonna get the opportunity to be selected to cut somebody's hair, but my husband came up to me and he was like, look, I'm starting to look like a Q-tip. I need help. So I literally cut his hair, and I think I did a pretty damn good job. I'm serious. I was like, ooh, Christina, you have a future in men's haircuts. Like, I did it good. So I was proud of myself. But yeah, my quarantine has been basically stuff like that. Cutting my husband's hair, cleaning the entire house 5,000,000 times, watching the news and giving myself a heart attack at least 15 times a day, filming videos to make myself completely forget of everything that's going on in the world, editing videos to keep my mind off of everything that's happening in the world, and, you know, playing with my daughter so that she has no idea what's going on in the world. So yeah, that's basically what my entire life has become. Yeah, I've been trying so hard to keep things pretty much sane around here because every time I really start thinking about how many cases there is in South Florida and how much are in Miami-Dade, and, you know, my husband still goes to the office because our office isn't closed because of the fact that we're like essential. We're considered essential workers even though we're like in the construction industry. It's still within that kind of stuff. I'm even more aware of having to clean as much as possible because he is kind of like going out in the public. This is actually looking a lot nicer than I remember, but I remember about this Lightgasm palette, which I didn't really love, is that you gotta put on so much. I feel like this bronzer is just so stiff. Like, I wish that this would have been a looser bronzer because it's a pretty color, but you really gotta work at it. You really gotta put so much on. At least for my skin tone, I'm like, come on, will you bronze the face? And then eventually when it does bronze, it looks really, really nice, but it takes forever. This was expensive too. But the rest of the products are actually really pretty in here, but this bronzer, it had so much potential. This bronzer had so much potential, but I feel like it just needed to be a looser formula. I'm bronzing, keep on bronzing, keep on bronzing. Eventually you'll get bronze. I think that's as bronze as we're gonna get. Let's stick with the same palette and let's jump into, this is supposed to be like the blushy kind of color that she had in here. And I think I remember liking it. Did I like this? Very pretty, and it's just like the other one. You kind of just have to like work it up. So I'm gonna get to some of you guys' questions because I had asked you guys, I'm so sorry, it's been a while since I asked you guys the questions, and I just haven't had a time to film a get ready with me. I feel like you really have to work. And now I'm starting to remember one of the things that I didn't love about this is this like really accentuates your texture like a lot, because this is like really high shine, really high shine. I don't love this as much now as I did before, I think. I'm gonna jump into the Natasha Denona Little Mini Bloom just to add a little bit more color. And this also has sheen in it. Probably not the best idea, but I want to add a little bit more color because this is like, it's just too muted. You see, that's so much better. So I'm just gonna pick up both of these together and then just highlight. Yeah, and the highlights, you see the highlights are really pretty. They just do a very subtle sheen. So overall, where I think this palette went wrong was, I like these highlights. I feel like this should have been like a matte blush that was a little bit more like this, you know, something that gave me a little bit more pizzazz. And this should have been a looser pressed bronzer that literally was easier to put on. So I'm gonna answer some of the questions that you guys left me on my YouTube channel, and then I'll jump into some of the Instagram ones, because you guys asked me some funny questions while I do my eye look. So we're gonna answer these questions while I do my eye look, and I'm gonna be using Pat McGrath Mothership 5. And guys, I don't use this as much as I should. I should use this so much more for the amount of money I paid for it, like seriously. One of the things too, guys, is this is so damn heavy. I mean, I know it's part of the luxury of having Pat McGrath, but oh my goodness, that is not convenient to be like holding up to your face or anything. Like, you got to put it on a table. Can't carry it around with you. It literally has to stay put because that thing like weighs more than like anything I own. All right, let's start off with the first question. So you guys are asking me, do you have a brand that you feel loyal to in the sense that every release they make, you go up crazy for? I guess I do, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna buy them all. So I have a loyalty which is selective. I have a selective loyalty. I may love a brand and things might really, really excite me, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna buy them all. So the brand is Natasha Denona. I really feel like Natasha Denona releases something and I'm all about it. I just think she's very creative and I like her mind. Like, I like what she thinks of when she makes palettes, especially palettes. Some of the other products, like, it's not like when she releases foundations, like, I get all excited and stuff because, like, I you know, it's different palettes just really get to me. So I feel like Natasha Denona would be that brand that gets me, like, and I think I'm loyal to in the sense that whenever they release something, I'm really excited, but that's because I'm, like, obsessed with Natasha Denona. I'm going to jump into this brown color and I'm just going to be applying that to my lid while I answer the next question. The next person's asking, they want to know the secret behind my glowing skin and what is my go-to skincare. Okay, so I think I did a video on this, it was probably a while ago. But my skincare is so pathetic, guys. Like, I don't have a real good skincare routine. And then at the same time, I wonder if maybe that's the way it should be. Because I think sometimes when you start putting so much stuff on your face is when maybe you can actually get more problems than you think. So my skincare routine is just basically, I use everything usually of Murad. Murad is my brand. I've said this before. I've been using Murad since I was probably 18 years old. I use the acne cleanser. I also use the moisturizing cream. Now I use the anti-aging one. I also use the renewing eye cream. I also use some items from Pixi. I use the Pixi makeup remover. I really like it a lot. I actually got that in PR not that long ago. I use the gel under eyes from Pixi as well. And those I usually use before filming, but it's not like I do it every night or anything like that. But for the most part, that's all I do. Glowy skin, I would say I credit more to the fact that I like to use radiant foundations. I don't use anything matte because I just don't like the way I look in matte. When you get older, I've said this a couple times, you don't really want to use too many matte foundations unless you have really oily skin, because then you're just like kind of hoping the oils go down, but you're not really like making yourself a matte face. But if you have normal skin or you have dry skin, stay away from matte foundations if you get older, because you literally will look older. Okay, so what is my favorite palette at the moment? Okay, so at the moment, my favorite palette has to be, and this is an old one, so you guys are probably gonna be like, oh, really? It's the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam. I told you guys I was like dying to buy that palette and I ended up purchasing it, and oh my goodness, I love it so much. And I was using it so much when I was able to go out in public And now that I can't really go out in public, I'm not using it as much, but it was like a go-to for me, and I was having so much fun with that palette. But yeah, that has been like a go-to palette that I really, really love. So what are my go-to makeup brands for various goods, quality cosmetics? So I guess what you mean is like, what's my favorite kind of makeup brands? Or like, what's my favorite makeup? I kind of have a video that I was going over like my favorites right now, but I would say for sure, where did I put that brush that I was just using? Hello, how am I gonna do my eye look? Okay, so I'm obsessed right now with the Eyeshadow Synchro Skin Foundation and also the concealer. I really think that they are freaking phenomenal. They really do an amazing job to the skin, and I just, you know, I feel like if you don't have a good foundation, everything else just goes downhill. And yeah, I think that would probably be my answer to that if I answered that right. 3 makeup products I can't live without. Well, I don't know if you mean like actual products, but it would be bronzer, mascara, and concealer. If I had to pick one eyeshadow palette to work with for the rest of my life, what would it be? Oh my goodness, that's torture. Wow, that's hard. I guess right now I would probably say the Soft Glam from Anastasia, just because I feel like you get a lot of different colors in there. You can go like the burgundy route, so you can do like winter looks. You can go like the springy route because there's like very light tones in there. You can go the, and then you can actually do the smoky look if you want to do night look. So I think it's a very versatile palette, and I think that's what I would look for. Like I love the Natasha Denona gold palette, but I feel like for that palette you get limited looks. The looks that you create can be really beautiful, but I feel like for the rest of my life, like I would have to have something that I could do different looks, you know what I mean? If I wasn't a YouTuber, what would I do? I do YouTube, but I actually have a day job. So I actually do financing and accounting. Okay, so how old are you and what did you major in college? Okay, so I am 36. I think I'm 36. Am I 36 or 37? I'm older. I'm 37. So I'm 37, guys. Yes. I'm not no spring chicken no more. And when I graduated from college, I graduated with a degree in architecture. So somebody's asking how I started doing handbags. Like you guys have heard, so I graduated with a degree in architecture. So I've always been into design and everything design. Like I actually wanted to study fashion design at one time, but I got scared of studying fashion. So I started following a blog about a girl who was actually a handbag designer, but she was kind of like a newbie designer. And I started asking her questions on how she got into it, and she was so helpful. She literally told me who her manufacturer was. She helped me out, and we just like started like working like together, but with separate companies. You know, like I was working on my company and she was working on her company, but she was really, really helpful. And we kind of like formed like a friendship. And then I started like just designing bags, and I already kind of knew how to design bags. If you guys are in a design field, you know that designing things kind of could come second nature to people who are like into design. It just ended up becoming a little bit easier for me, but I still needed to learn a lot, and literally I learned everything on my own. Same as YouTube. I learned everything about YouTube on my own too. I never really had anybody to help me. I don't really have too many friends on YouTube. I would say I have like maybe 2 or 3 that I talk to that are really, really nice. But like to say like, oh, I have people that are gonna help me and, you know, show me the ropes, not really. And the same with my handbags. I just jumped in it and just did it and learned everything on my own, and that's how I did it. And I think that that's the way most people do things. So if you really want to do something, you just jump in it. Don't wait until you have somebody to give you the direction or how to do things. Just start. So a mascara suggestion for fuller lashes. I literally, guys, I love, love, love the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. I honestly just think it's so good. I actually have a little bit of lashes, so I don't have like very sparse lashes. I can't really tell you 100% like this is gonna work for people with not that much lashes, but I will tell you, the one that I'm gonna use today, which is from Pat McGrath, which we're gonna jump into right now. This Pat McGrath, Fetish Eyes is really, really good for that. Like I feel like it makes my lashes look really great. I also think L'Oreal Lash Paradise is super, super good. Both of those really, I feel like make my lashes look really big. So I would say either one of those. If you don't want to go really expensive, go for the Lash Paradise and try it out. But if you guys can kind of like, I'll show you guys with this mascara, I feel like this one just really makes my lashes look huge. And I have stopped using it because I want to save it because it's so damn expensive, which is really ridiculous, Christina. You really shouldn't do that. But yeah. Oh, I forgot a product I wanted to try. How do I put this on now? I wanted to try this. This is like a liner from Pat McGrath. I kind of wanted to smudge it somewhere. It's supposed to be a black smudger eye. But I'm going to put it on my lower lash line and kind of like smudge it out. I kind of like want to smudge this on the lower lash line. So I kind of just want to try this. See how smudgy this can get. That looks good. I just wonder how hard this is going to be to take off now. Like I feel like I'm going to be like rubbing my eyes for like 5 years. That actually made the liner work so much better because it's so stiff to use that it actually like stays in place, which is actually pretty cool. I like that. I like this, even though I feel like this is going to take a million years to come off. But let's start with the mascara again. So let's mascara ourselves up. Do I have something to look into? All right, so on Instagram, you guys asked me who was my celebrity crush, which is actually a pretty funny question because I haven't thought of like a celebrity crush in like years. But I guess if I were to say who would be my celebrity crush, who would that be? Okay, so probably Ian Somerhalder. Oh, you know who else I really like is James McAvoy, but I don't know, I really never thought of it. I kind of forgot how amazing this mascara is. Why did I stop using this? I think it's because I didn't want it to waste, but holy cannolis. So for bougie lipsticks, let's use some Marc Jacobs because I would technically use my Charlotte Tilbury, but I think you guys are probably tired of seeing me always put it on. Forgot how pretty this was. This is Just Peachy. Just Peachy from Marc Jacobs. I feel like just grabbing some of this really cool glitteriness and just adding some glitter. Because why not? It'll end up all over my face anyways because I'm not applying it with like any glitter glue, but why not? Thank you, Pat McGrath. I will say, there is something about using like bougie makeup that actually makes you feel like, oh, that looks so good. All right, and to finish off this makeup, let's use some Tatcha Luminous Silk that I never use, and it's super bushy. Ugh. I literally bought this because of Jaclyn Hill. Every time I spray it, I suffocate. But okay, guys, and this is the final look using on my bougie makeup. I used a bunch of really expensive stuff. Actually, if I tallied up the total, I wonder how much it would end up being. But yeah, guys, so this is a very bougie face of makeup right now. So I'm going to enjoy my day wearing it and, yeah, pretend like I've got somewhere to go and that I don't have to just wipe it off my face in a few minutes. And maybe I'll film another video just to get my money's worth of today's look. And I will link everything that I used in this video down in the description box. If you guys want to support the channel, you can use any of those links. And yeah, leave me your questions or anything down below. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.